How's it going? Hope everyone's having a good evening. Just gonna get started working on this painting a little bit more. I moved my stuff. Why is it so tiny? I moved some stuff upstairs into my bedroom so I could um, you put that. Just making sure everything's good to go. Click my faces here. How's it going? Yeah, moved a bunch of my stuff upstairs so that I could stream whether I'm upstairs or downstairs. So, wife and foster girl are downstairs watching their show. Close. Why isn't this window closing? There we go. Talk about you and your art and your Blender process to people every day. Thank you so much. You're awesome. I guess because okay, I've never logged in on a couple of these platforms on my laptop, and so I'm just doing some troubleshooting. All right, now I can see my TikTok chat. Awesome. All right, should be good to go. Got my stream going. I can see all my chats. Got my lighting. I've got my camera. Got a new palette. This is my wife's old palette. She wasn't using it anymore, but she made like a super mess of it. And so I just took white acrylic paint and put it over the oils that she was using. And so now it's just a nice fresh palette that I can mix my paint on, and it's gonna be great. So let's just start mixing some paint, 'cause why not? It's exciting. I get to put some new little dollops of paint on my new palette. Oops. Jargon, can you draw? No, I'm good. Oh, getting these new dollops of paint on this new palette. I need to decide where they go. I'm gonna try and keep it in a nice organized color scheme, but you know how that goes sometimes. Like I want my white next to my yellow. I guess I should have put my Payne's gray all the way to the right. Oh well. Oh well. Point at the painting. Silly thing. It's like not tightening onto the thing a thing. I've got my phone streaming to Instagram, and then the the rest of the streams are going from my computer. So I've just got to get my phone to. There we go. Gotta get my phone to stream correctly. Oh, let's do this. Got my paint thinner here. I've got my gal. I want to put this stuff in the bottom left corner this time because that was annoying with my other palette. Whenever I'd put it in the top right corner, and then I'd hold my palette. It would all run down, so I'm gonna have the Galaxy in the bottom left corner this time with this new palette. So that it'll just gather in that corner and it'll stay in one little pool instead of running across my whole palette. All right, guys. How are you liking this setup? Does everything look good? Do I sound good? Can you hear the background music? Is my voice all right? Give me the deets. Tell me what you're feeling. Can't hear any music. Hmm. Hmm. Let's try. Might just be at the end of a song. My face is all good on Twitch. Can y'all hear that now? Should be some nice Elder Scrolls music playing. Can you hear it now? All right. Sounds good. This is my first time in this new setup with this stream, so just testing everything out. I like having the acrylic paint on here to cover up the oils, but I don't like having it white. I think I need to do it like burnt sienna or something. Everything's good. Okay, sounds good. Let's let's just paint now, I guess. I'm gonna put in a couple more of these highlights coming around these trees. This tree back here, these trees all need a bit more highlight. The Dark Souls 3 paintings are insanely hard. Uh-huh. I do love my Dark Souls 3 paintings. The Irithyll one was actually the first of my artwork to go like super viral on multiple platforms. Danny, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Why is it not showing me my alerts? I want to display alerts. Hmm. I'm scared I'm gonna miss my interesting transitions. It's not showing me my like different alerts. EJ, thank you for the gifts. Much appreciated. Why does this camera keep moving? It's annoying. There we go. Rolex actually need to come down farther so we would be able to see some of these highlights. Follow you forever on Facebook. It's nice to meet you here. Nice. Glad you're here. Much appreciated. Trying to get this tree to look like it's catching a ton of light coming through. Should paint Thranduil and Legolas. I'll probably be painting Legolas soon because he's gonna be in Washington D.C. at AwesomeCon. It's gonna be very awesome, very very awesome. We're gonna actually get to meet Orlando Bloom in person. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. If I can wait in line, it might take me like 5 hours. Sometimes those really long celebrity lines can be like 5 to 7 hours long. Like Hayden Christensen's line was like 5 hours long in Atlanta and, or no, was it Indianapolis and Twin Cities Con? Indianapolis and Twin Cities Con. Hayden Christensen was there. His line was long, very, very long. Beautiful, thank you. Keep up the good work, much appreciated. Thought I was done with the background trees earlier, but just keep seeing more that I can do to make it look better. Yeah, I'm actually very inspired by Terry Isaac's painting. Yeah, trying to put my own spin on his idea. I saw it and I was like, you know what, that's amazing. I want to paint something like that. That looks fun. Very good, thank you. Appreciate it. Trying to get these highlights right. And I've got the Witcher riding through here. It's gonna be awesome. The voice actor who voiced Geralt of Rivia is gonna be at a convention I'm going to here in a couple of months. So I might get to give him a print of this in person. I'm excited. Love your work, man. Keep it up. Thank you. Look like there's some gaps in between the trees. How did it go? It went well. It went very well. The baby is with its parents. It's healthy. Shannon's been very tired the last couple of days just from helping out with that whole situation. Love your work, man. Keep it up. Thank you. Nine fingers and 11 toes. That's right. I think I might be able to finish this piece tonight. It would be awesome if I could finish the piece tonight. Let's move on from the trees. I've been spent way too much time on the trees. Hey there, how's it going? Just giving my brush a little rinse. Get the yellow and white off the brush. Got a little paint thinner jar back here. A little towel to rinse it off on. Let's work on this character a little bit. Is day 3 on this? That is right. This is day 3, but this is sitting 4 because I did stream this morning as well. Worked on this for about a little over an hour this morning, maybe a couple hours. I can't remember. I could actually see just by going to YouTube. By looking at my own YouTube stream, I could see exactly how long I worked on this for. I'm actually curious now. My channel, go to my channel. So live this morning, I streamed for 2 hours and 16 minutes. So yeah, this is my fourth sitting with this one. And it is just looking better and better every time. Having fun with it. Oh, fat fingered it. No worries. It's all good. There we go. It's all better. I was like going for the painting and then I like my finger slipped a little bit and I just splotched dark blue Payne's Gray all over it. Oops. All right, let's try that again. Let's try that again. I've been really trying to get good at painting horse silhouettes. Looks amazing. Thank you. Happy accidents. Yeah, that one. That one wasn't so happy. I don't. I wouldn't say. That was just. That was just unfortunate. But it's all right. We fixed it. Let's fill in the silhouette. Make it look nice. Not gonna do much on the legs. We need to fill in Geralt a little bit. Go. A little bit of bridle going on. Give his swords more detail on here. This brush is curved weird. I need to get in the right position to do this. Is your arts for sale? Yeah, everything's on my Etsy shop. Link is in my bio. There we go. Now you can actually see that it's Geralt. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. I'm very proud of it. I spend the most time doing it, spend a long time, a lot of time organizing my house. When I play Skyrim, I'm usually just running around. I'm usually just running around like crazy, going on quests. I like to just rush the main quest every time. I don't know. It's just fun. I just like it. I know that's controversial, but global shipping, yes. Yep. And ship my stuff anywhere in the world. Grab some paint thinner for this part. Start just painting in all these branches. all up in here. I have a friend that played like that, played that, started a new playthrough every time I looked. Yeah, I do that all the time. Oils, yes, I'm using oils. I started this piece using acrylics, and then once I had the block-in layer done, I switched to oils, and oh yeah, I can add all the nice details in there with oil paint versus the acrylics. You guys done already? Okay. Like the soundtrack too, I think it's from Lord of the Rings Rivendell theme or Skyrim. It is from Skyrim, this one is. I think there are a few Lord of the Rings tracks in this playlist as well. Interesting. Very interesting. That's the way I like to paint. What I found works best for me. Putting all these branches in front of all these highlighted parts right here, it's gonna make all those trees back there look farther away and the tree up close look closer. A little trick with the perspective you can do. Just add darker things in front of the light things and it's really, really effective. Yeah, it is easier for details. Easier for the details I want to add anyway. I'll be doing a lot of these little branches. I might actually switch to another brush here in a minute and get some more like liner brush work, I think. Is that because the oil doesn't dry so fast? Yeah, the oil doesn't dry so fast and it lays on differently than acrylics does. Acrylics are kind of gloppy and they just kind of do whatever they want. They dry immediately and they like I don't know, it's like painting with rubber, whereas oils is like painting with butter. They just behave differently. So pretty, beautiful art. Thank you. I just want to figure out how the different types of paints work. You'll kind of start to figure out what you like and what works best for you. What I've found works best for me is doing an acrylic underpainting and then painting oils on top. So that's where I'm at. Gonna try and get as many of these big branches blocked in, and then I'll switch to the liner brush and see if I can get some of those little branches. Love your art. I send it to my dad all the time because I love Lord of the Rings stuff and he likes that. Nice. Glad you enjoy it. Be changing that tree shape just slightly. Trying to make it look a bit more natural. To try that once. That's interesting. Thanks for the new method. Never heard of that. Yeah, my pleasure. If anyone has any questions about painting or art business, whatever you think I might know something about, please feel free to ask. I've been painting for about 12 to 13 years now. I've learned quite a bit in that time, and I would love to help other artists get there too. I always like learning new things too. I learn new things with every painting. Until you did great work. Thank you, Ron. Trying to get this tree in a more interesting shape. That's why I'm using this flat brush. This angled flat brush is my go-to every time. So you can use the flat side to make big drastic changes, or you can use the angled or the skinny side like a chisel and get really skinny details. Was it hard to make a public Instagram? I'm extremely introverted and it terrifies me. No, I want to I want to share my art with the world. Why would I want to keep my art private? I'm proud of my stuff. I want to share it with everyone. I'm streaming to like 6 different platforms right now. So no, you gotta just bust past that nervousness. It's not worth it. If you got stuff to share, share it. If you got a skill, show it off. Be confident. No, I've never ever had issues sharing my art with the world. Always trying to share more. I'm on every platform there is. The ones I know of, at least, the ones that I can share art on. I post to 8 different platforms almost every day. I have a whole folder on my phone of social media platforms. I'll make one video or one picture and just post them to every different platform. Can tell because you're reading things is not on here. Yep. No, I'm streaming to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. I just added Kick and uh, Truvo. I don't know, some other platform that said that people stream on it, and I was like, whatever. I'll make an account there too. Why not? Why not? We're about done with it. I have a lot of devices. No, I stream it all from my computer. Through Streamlabs OBS, you can multi-stream. You just log in on all your accounts that you want to stream from, and just hit a little checkbox that says "Stream here too." Everywhere except Instagram. Instagram doesn't have a way that I can stream from the computer, so I just prop my phone up. Let me see your studio. No, no, I just stream from my bedroom. I don't have any sort of fancy studio. Just just my bedroom. I'm gonna use a fan brush. I'm gonna try and get some green grass going here. Did I bring any blue oil paint upstairs is the question. I don't think I brought any blue oil paint up here. That's a problem. Kinda need blue. Wait, phthalo blue, that'll work. That will work. So that's phthalo blue. This'll do the trick. Just lighten it up. Thought you did have a studio? I have my bedroom and my basement. My account name is called Painted Dragon Studios, but that just means it's not just me sharing my art, it's also my wife. Because my social media name used to be Aaron Long Art. And then my wife started painting a lot, and she was like, all right, well, I want to share my art too. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's get you set up to share some art. And she didn't really want to run her own social media, and so I was like, all right, I'll run your social media for you. Let's just make an account that we can both share our art from. And so now we are Painted Dragon Studios. And it works great. Now we can both sell our art at Comic-Con through one business name. Spin this down a little bit. So that's what we do is full-time. I just drive our art all over the country to different Comic-Cons, different big nerd conventions all over the place. And I sell our art everywhere. Alright, so with this kind of blue-green, I'm just going to go all over like this and just kind of brush straight down. It's going to create this grassy effect. Where am I located? Kansas City. Kansas City, Missouri. Not Kansas. It's our little joke. Every Kansas City person has to point out whether they're from Kansas City, Missouri or Kansas City, Kansas. They lost. They sure did. All of all of my neighbors bought so many fireworks because anytime there's a Chiefs game, everyone's always blasting off fireworks. And everyone that isn't a football fan just hates it. But all the football people just have so much fun with it. But everyone with dogs or cats is just like, why must they shoot off fireworks? Yeah, there wasn't much fireworks happening on Sunday. Not much fireworks at all. It was oddly silent. And I was like, well, they must have lost. From The Witcher? Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Thought it would be a game at least. Yep, sure wasn't. I mean, I didn't even watch it. I just checked the scores occasionally just because I like to know if my friends are going to be depressed the next day. Yeah, it was never pretty. Splash around some of the screen. Being super loose with this fan brush is going to create this really nice, like, new follower. What's up? How's it going? I wish I could see where that follow was from. It's not showing me my overlays. Every time there's a big bowl event, I always say, "Ah, yes, the sports fandom is having a big convention zig for them." That's right. Here in Wisconsin, nice. I was in Wisconsin a few. Mm, it was last year sometime. Since you paint a lot of Skyrim, did you beat the game? Hey, you're from England. Thank you for the follow on Twitch, Hendik. Much appreciated. It's probably really late over there, isn't it? You guys are what, 6 hours, 7 hours ahead of, or is it five? I have a couple of friends from England that they've told me a few times like how many hours ahead of like Missouri Central Time they are. Sad you won't be in Seattle this year, but I'm gonna catch you someday. Yeah, I I didn't get into Seattle. Did I? I got into Rose City Comic Con. I did not get into Emerald City Comic Con yet. What's the music playing? This is Skyrim music. It's currently half midnight. Gotcha. Yep. So right about 6 hours ahead of me. Would you ever visit Saudi and participate in art exhibitions? I don't know. I'm I'm just kind of getting started with my art business, honestly. I don't know where my journey will take me. Don't know where. I ever visited Ireland? No, I'd love to though. Looks beautiful there. I want to travel everywhere. I want to go all over the whole world. I have a couple of convention friends that travel like literally everywhere. Like I have one guy who like he doesn't even have like more social media followers than me or anything. I usually outsell him like every time. And he goes to India, he goes to Japan. He's also Japanese, so it makes sense that he would go to Japan, but like he goes to conventions in like India. He just like packs up his gear, his convention gear, and flies to India. And I'm like, dude, you're crazy. And he's from California. I'm like, dude. Ugh. I've also just dipped my toes into shows that I have to fly to. So I used to never go anywhere that was more than like 10 hours away because I didn't want to. I guess I drove to uh, Atlanta. Drove to Atlanta, Georgia for ATL Comic Convention. It was fun. That drive was long though. Was a long, long drive. Yeah, let's get all that grass all over the place. Take a nice little shadow this way. What's the story of my bust? Well, I got tired of driving a minivan across the country. And so I started looking for alternate forms of transportation, and I was looking at sprinter vans, I was looking at cargo vans of all different shapes and sizes. Did I bring that? Yeah, orange. I'm gonna try splashing some orange around here. Do I kind of like this. Yeah, I don't want to splash orange. Never mind, change my mind. Um, yeah, I was driving my minivan around, and so uh, it was getting a little cramped. I was really limited on inventory that I could bring, and then I started realizing I really liked big booths, and I made more money when I bought big booths. And it's the difference between like a $1,500 booth and a $3,000 booth fee. Y'all can stay for too long. I want to say your work is absolutely amazing. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Since you have that magical painting, I've ever tried to do it in digital or something. Uh, have you ever tried to do it in digital? I actually painted this one digitally first. Some purple in the grass, that could be cool too. I just really like this like Payne's gray, green, white colors. It's all like very, it's only three colors right now. It's just Payne's gray, green, and white with like the in-betweens. I like how you show your other artwork in rotation display on the stream. Yeah, I like having the little overlay there. Um, yeah, my bus, it's a short school bus. So like this the smallest kind of short school bus. But yeah, I was looking for like sprinter vans and like cargo vans, and all I was finding was that they were just extremely expensive. Like super expensive for a good van that had like not a ton of miles on it. Everything I was looking at had like over 200,000 miles and was like over 20 years old and still more than like it was still more than like $20,000. Drove a school bus for 15 years around. That's awesome. Yeah, every van I was finding was like super old, super high miles. They were all like, "Oh, it's such we took such great care of it and all this." And I'm like, "Awesome. It's great that you took care of it, but I kind of don't want to be spending $20,000 on a 20-year-old bus." And so we were just looking everywhere and we found some, or not bus, cargo van. We found some like really cheap cargo vans, but they were like really run down. And we were looking at like Chevy E350s and um, Ram ProMasters and stuff like that. And there was a lot of them out there, and there were some that were like relatively cheap, but again, they all had like 200,000 plus miles on them. Mercedes Sprinter vans are expensive. Yeah, I was looking at those, and it was way too much. That's what a lot of other convention artists drive. I was a short bus kid in elementary school, so I feel connected to your convention level. Nice. Yeah, but me and my friend were just like searching through different like Facebook Marketplace listings. I was looking on like auction sites, and eventually he found a Facebook Marketplace listing for a 2009, 2009? Yeah, 2009 Chevy Express E350 or 3500, and it only had 83,000 miles on it, and it was in great condition, and it was already converted on the inside, so it had like a little futon in there. It had like LVP flooring and had like cabinets and a little like table and chairs and a stove top and a fridge. And so I was like super excited when I saw that. So I hit him up and I gave him an offer for just slightly less than they were asking, and I bought it, and it's been great. It's broken down on me once, but that's to be expected. Every vehicle's gonna break down on you once. I put over 10,000 miles on it already. It's the biggest canvas I've painted, 36 by 48, not including the mural that I painted. What color is it? Oh, ugly, ugly brown. I actually have two of your pieces, which I love. I didn't know he was also on Twitch. I follow on other platforms, but I like that Twitch is only one you can see the other pieces. Nice. Hi, Linus. A kitty just barged in, completely uninvited. Completely uninvited. Paint dragons on it. I've thought about painting it, but I don't want to like draw unnecessary attention to my work vehicle. Linus, you gotta be like this. You gotta be like this. There's nothing in there for you. Look, there's nothing in there. Anytime there's a closed door, my cat just loses his little cat mind. He's fine once he realizes that there's nothing to see. No, I actually like that my bus is like super ugly. The previous owners painted it. Their mom painted it for them as like a it was like a wedding gift or something. But she used like the worst kind of paint imaginable. It was like they were in like a super small town, and it was paint used to like paint a bridge, like a gross out countryside bridge. And so it was just like really nasty, like crappy paint job. It's all flaking all over the place. Super nasty. And I was like, you know what? I'm okay with this. I'm okay with having a super ugly vehicle because you know what happens to a lot of my convention friends? They get their vehicles broken into. They get their windows busted out. You know who's never had his windows busted out? This guy. Never been broken into. Never had my windows busted out. Because my bus looks like something that would never have anything good in it. Who does that to people? A lot of people. Convention vendors, believe it or not, are some of the more wealthy people I've ever met. Like most convention vendors that I know, if they do conventions full time, like you can make so much money selling stuff at conventions. Even if you're just reselling stuff that you import from China or whatever. That's what a lot of people do is they just buy like crappy like anime swords and just a bunch of stupid stuff. And nerds will come from miles around. It's a lot of travel. Yeah, it is a lot of travel, but it's worth it. I mean, put all my best art at conventions. See, Maddie knows. Maddie gets it. How's it going, Maddie? Good to see you. Trying to make these branches look super random. Super tech anime swords. Yeah, a lot of people spend so much money on those at Comic Cons. They're just the thing I like to make fun of because a lot of them are like really expensive. And the thing that convention artists always find hilarious is uh when someone looks at your art, if you're a convention artist, someone walks up to your booth, says, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm just, I'm just mind blown. I just love this so much." And then they ask, "How much?" And you're like, "Oh, okay, the prints are $40. If you want a canvas print, they go from 80 to 350 for the different sizes." And then they go, "Oh man, I'm broke. I can't even buy a little print. I wish I wasn't broke." And then they uh they leave And then you see them again like 10 minutes later walking by with this huge like $500 Buster Sword or something from Final Fantasy. Yeah, I'm excited to go back to Motor City Comic Con as well. Okay, asked my parents for the 18 by 24 Balrog print. They got it for me. Nice. Thanks for making great art. Jeff looks great in the game room. Nice. I've had to hold friends back after they already spent hundreds on swords and want more. Yep. Yep. Need to bust my sword for my cloud cosplay. Do it. What do you think is the best sellers at conventions? Probably art. Lightsabers make a lot of money too. I know a lot of lightsaber booths because a lot of it is like, okay, what sells a lot, but what is also low inventory cost? Lightsabers sell a lot. I know one set of vendors that they're good friends of mine. They sell lightsabers and they outsell me by thousands of dollars every time, but their inventory costs are really high. Come into Anime Con in Dallas to come buy more from you. I won't be at Anime Con, but I will be at Fan Expo. So if you're going to be at Fan Expo, I will see you there. But I don't go to anime shows for the most part because I just don't really have much anime stuff to show. Yeah, if you'll be at Fan Expo Dallas, I will be there. Sorry. Okay, good. You did me Fan Expo. Yep, I'll be there. That one's going to be interesting because my wife Shannon is going to be running uh, Des Moines Con that weekend, and I'm going to be running Fan Expo Dallas. So I'm going to be driving the bus down to Dallas, and she's going to be driving the pickup truck up to Des Moines Con, and we'll both be running shows. Can't believe they charge vendors so much for a table and visitors for badges so much. Someone must be making good money putting these cons on. Yeah, they are. I also know it does cost a lot to rent the buildings. So like that is a big reason that they charge so much. And then they also have to pay the celebrities. So yeah, they have to pay their celebrities to come to the conventions, which in turn brings in more people and makes them more money because they sell more tickets because they see that a certain celebrity is coming. So like I wanted to go to WonderCon. I'm going to WonderCon. I wanted to go to AwesomeCon, and I saw that Orlando Bloom and Liv Tyler were going to be there, and I was like, all right, I have to be there. Celebs get paid. I thought some of them just did it for whatever they make at their booths. No, they get paid to show up, and then they make money on the autographs that they sell, which some of them sell them for like hundreds of dollars. Burned asked, but what's your name? I feel like I should know this. My name's Aaron. My wife is Shannon. And yes, Shannon is an artist as well. You're my favorite con celebrity. Aw. Aw. Yeah, I go to conventions to meet celebrities, and other people are like, "You're a celebrity," and I'm like, "Aw." Yeah, Bobby, I saw it. I'm just streaming right now, so I can't get on my phone. But I don't have a link for that one because it got copyright striked by Microsoft on Etsy. So I do not have a direct link, but I can if you have them message me, I can send them a print for sure. We would just have to do it through PayPal or something. It goes strictly to buy art. Yeah. Does your wife have a TikTok as well? No, we both post from this channel. She doesn't paint nearly as often as I do, so that's why you see more of my art than hers. But that's just because she does a lot of other stuff full time, whereas mainly I mainly focus on art, or she does a lot of like childcare and volunteering and stuff like that. So she paints just whenever she feels like it, and I paint almost every day at this point. That's why we name our that's one of her pieces right there, the little forest greetings one, or not forest greetings, the little forest rest one. The Spriggan sitting in the forest. I want a commission? Do you do that? Yeah, I've had like five people reach out to me this weekend and ask for commissions, and and I haven't had anyone put down a deposit yet. So I am I am open right now. I've had a football player, like a famous, I had a famous football player reach out to me the other day. It was awesome. He said he wanted to buy my Shire painting and commission me a new Gandalf versus the Balrog piece. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna freak out. He's a former Chiefs player who now plays for Washington. And so I was like super excited. But that was like 3 days ago. How much is it? My commissions aren't cheap. They're usually gonna be a couple thousand. Do you have a favorite con? Could be because location or the whole overall feeling experience, just the magical compared to others. Um, and any Baldur's Gate 3 pieces? Yes. I do have one Baldur's Gate 3 piece. Do I have it on this computer? I wonder if I have it on this computer. And then Chetest, how are you doing the slideshow? So I'm streaming from Streamlabs OBS, which I have my camera plugged into my computer. I have like a really nice DSLR up here, and then I set up my scene in Streamlabs, and then I can put the slideshow down there. I have my little chat box going up here. Is my chat box going? Why haven't I seen my chat box? Huh. Should have a chat box going. Hope it works out. Yeah, I hope that the guy responds because he reached out to me. He asked me questions like the football player did, and like he said he wanted to commission me, and I was like, all right, dope. I would absolutely love to paint a new Gandalf versus the Balrog piece. I've been wanting to repaint that piece anyway. Gotta go. Great. Lovely to talk to you, Aaron. You too, Maddie. But yeah, he's kind of ghosted me since he asked. I was like, you reached out to me and you got my hopes up. And I get it. He's a celebrity football player, so he's not gonna be checking his DMs. Witcher, yes. But I was like, you reached out to me. Ah, there's a chat box. Now you guys can see what other people are saying. Cool. Yeah, I hope he messages back because I was like, all right, cool. Would you like to discuss a commission? And he was like, he just like ghosted me. What do you mean by front or back on a print? It says signature front or back, so that's whether I sign the front bottom left corner right here or I sign it on the back of the print. I don't offer that on all of my prints. I'm actually like slowly taking all of those off and having it just be front because I'm tired of people stealing my stuff. And your piece to listen to your voice and the background music. Best regards from Norway. Thank you. I've been painting branches for the last like almost hour. uh, when someone buys this painting, does the price include enough to feed for the horse to feed for the horse during shipping? Uh, If someone buys the painting on Etsy, yes, the shipping is covered. If someone commissions me a painting, usually I have them pay the shipping as well. Maybe I'll have time after the Super Bowl now. Well, he messaged me after the Super Bowl. He messaged me like 4 days ago. That's why I got my hopes so high up. But he was actually playing for Washington this year, so he was playing for the Chiefs last year, but then got traded, so he is no longer a Chiefs player. Sucks for him because he would have been at the Super Bowl. This tree is starting to look branchy. Starting to look tree branchy. Gotta get all these little sticks and twigs in there. Probably put some blades of grass down here at the bottom too. Super talented. Thanks for sharing. My pleasure. Thanks for saying nice things about my art. Link them to your Etsy. Hopefully they come through. Yeah, just as long as they send me a message, because the print isn't going to be on Etsy. It's my one print that got a copyright strike. It's my Master Chief, unfortunately. Sucks because that one's gone viral several times. Yeah, I don't think the brush is the best for the grass. It's worth a shot. Weird, because sometimes the brush is super great for these tiny, tiny little lines, and then sometimes it's like not working well. Guess I just have to be really intentional. He's won like three Super Bowls already, so he's happy. Yeah. I mean, if you're super familiar with sports and you know of a former Chiefs player that recently got traded to Washington, then yeah, you probably know who it is. I'm not trying to dox him or anything. So unfair too, because it's absolutely jaw dropping. Thank you, Bobby. What do you get for an original? Usually for an original that's not a commission lately, it's been like between 1,000 to 2,000. Used to be a bit more back when I was a bit more popular. Can you talk a bit more about your process of starting and planning a painting? Absolutely. So lately what I've been doing and what's been really working for me is I've been getting really into 3D. So I've been learning digital 3D using Blender. And so usually I see something I like. So like for this scene, I saw this painting by Terry Terry Isaac, and it just really inspired me. It was beautiful, and I was like, I want to paint something like that. So I super inspired by that, and then I go into Blender and I start setting up the scene in Blender, and you can create this entire scene all in 3D by like placing trees back here, placing a mountain back there, putting a plane of grass right here, adding a character here, adding a tree here, positioning the lighting, positioning the shadows, adding a light back here to make the light stream through the trees. And I don't know, it's just a super cool process that I've absolutely just loved learning. And I have a friend that's been teaching me, and so that's been extremely helpful as well. And he's great. So anytime I have a question, I can just hit him up on Discord, and he's usually able to hop on and help me through if I mess something up. It's called Blender, sure is. And love your paintings. Do you ever have giveaways for any of your paintings? Yeah, I do giveaways on my Instagram. Your Stephen King chance my fan. Ugh. Yes, I am planning a Dark Tower piece. That is one of my favorite series. I just haven't had like a super good excuse to paint a Dark Tower piece. So if I got a commission to paint a Dark Tower piece, I would absolutely 100% paint a Dark Tower piece. But I've never seen much interest for that besides like the super niche people that are familiar. So I haven't painted a Dark Tower piece. But after I painted my last Red Dead painting, there was a cowboy just looking out over a landscape. And most of the comments on Reddit, it did really well on Reddit. It got like 20,000 upvotes. But there was a lot of comments and a lot of upvotes on the comments talking about how it gave them Dark Tower vibes because it looked like Roland, like looking out over a landscape. And they're like, dude, if there was just a tower back there, this would be like a perfect Dark Tower fan art. And I'm like, yeah. So that did inspire me a little bit. And then Ruler 2112, thank you. How's it going? But yeah, after seeing all those comments on Reddit about people like saying it was giving them Dark Tower vibes and that they loved it and all that, I was like, well, maybe I should paint a Dark Tower piece because I would enjoy that. I just have like 1,000 pieces I need to get to right now because I have a bunch of conventions about to start up. Like I have nothing happening from end of December to mid-March. Nothing. I have a show this weekend, but it's like a very small little one-day show, just in like a hotel. It's a World Oddities Expo in Kansas City, and so I'll be at that. But besides that, I don't have any big conventions, and so I've been just trying to like paint a lot and uh, 1,000 pieces. Not literally. I mean maybe, but no. I have so many pieces that I want to paint, and several of them, like this one, I saw that the voice actor that voiced Geralt is going to be at one of the conventions I'm going to this summer. And so I was like, cool, good excuse to paint Geralt. But then also, Christopher Lloyd, are these oils? Yes. And what pieces are going in the library? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I painted this one to go into the library, but now I'm like, I kind of want to just try and sell it because I really like it and I think it might sell. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd's going to be at Planet Comic Con. David Tennant's going to be at Planet Comic Con and Cleveland, and so is Donna and River Song from Doctor Who. So now I need to paint a TARDIS, and uh, Orlando Bloom is going to be at Awesome Con, and so now I feel like I need to paint a Legolas piece. And Liv Tyler's going to be there, but I already have my Aragorn and Arwen on the bridge scene, so that should be fine. Who else? Oh yeah, Andy Serkis and David Wenham from Lord of the Rings are going to be at Planet Comic Con in Kansas City. And so I kind of want to paint the scene where Smeagol is like at the pool. He's like slapping the fish, and then Faramir and uh, Frodo are like walking up behind him. Speaking of Christopher Lloyd, I just finished watching Back to the Future trilogy tonight. Nice. I just watched them. We just finished part three last night. Was it last night? Or was it the night before? My days are blurring together so hard. Yeah, we just finished watching Back to the Future a couple of days ago again. They're some of my favorite movies. Where they're looking down at him from above the waterfall. Yeah, but like right after that, where they decide to go down and talk to him. So I want the scene. I want it to be like focused on Smeagol up in the front, but then having Faramir and why can't I remember Frodo's name? I keep stuttering on Frodo's name. It's because he's Elijah now. I've met Elijah Wood, and so now it's like that's Elijah because I got to meet Elijah Wood. Actually, I have it right here. I'll put it back up here in a little bit, but check this out. Aaron, a long walk made more beautiful by your talent. Sean Astin, guy on right. Aaron, what a beautiful piece. Cheers. Elijah Wood, Frodo. I love this. I love this thing. I got to meet both of them on the same day. Got to meet Don Monaghan and Billy Boyd the same day as well. Their signature is up there. I have my whole wall back here just covered in celebrity autographs on my artwork, paintings that I've done. Love the fact that you paint fantasy-based paintings. Oh, me too. I love painting fantasy stuff. My favorite thing. Yeah, the fact that Andy Serkis, Smeagol, and David Wenham, Faramir are going to be at Planet Comic Con, and then Elijah Wood is going to be at Fanboy Expo Knoxville. I'm like, it'd be great to do a nice new piece of all three of them because I don't really have anything for Faramir at this point. I got to meet him in Knoxville last year, I think. Was it Knoxville last year? Fanboy Expo Knoxville. David Wenham was there, and I just had him sign a print of my Argonath piece. It's up to the left. Are you using oil paints or acrylics? I used acrylics for the underpainting, and then I'm using oil paints on top. So yes, yes to both. I really want some like tiny blades of grass down here. I'm gonna have to lift the painting up for that. Clamp it back down. Oh, and then the other painting I really need to do that I've been needing to do for like a year now, I keep saying I'm gonna do it and I just haven't done it, is a Star Trek piece. Because at Comic Con, there's always Star Trek actors there. Every time. There's always Star Trek actors there. And then at, uh, is it Awesome Con? No. Which one is William Shatner gonna be at? Indiana? I can't remember. William Shatner's gonna be at another show that I'm going to soon. Captain Kirk from Star Trek original series. And so that brings out all of the Star Trek fans. Like every Star Trek fan ever always comes out to meet William Shatner. And I have a really nice painting of William Shatner and Spock doing their doing their thing at the window that Shannon painted. It's beautiful. And that one does great, but anytime that William Shatner's there, they also bring in a bunch of other Star Trek actors. Like they always have more than just William Shatner. And anyone who meets William Shatner always buys their ticket way in advance because his tickets sell out way in advance every time. Just every single time. Gorgeous painting. Thank you. And so they never come and buy my print of William Shatner. They always go and meet William Shatner and then they come by my booth after they've already met him and they have the little print. Oh, thank you, Marlik. Appreciate the 100 bits. That alert box sound is so loud. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you for the follow. That scared the crap out of me. I love it. Thank you so much for the follow and for the bits. Much, much appreciated. Oh, you're on hotel internet? That's no fun. I scared you too. I love it though. I would so much rather be jump scared by fun stuff happening rather than miss it. So, with a friend of yours, appreciate you joining the stream nonetheless. Jump scared by money, right? Had pennies thrown at me. Traverse City for training, fun. Let's see if I can find that other little liner brush. See if I can get some smaller blades of grass up in here. So this liner brush is fun, but it's a bit too stiff. This one might do the trick. Guess we'll see. Yeah, we got snow here too. I was supposed to go to pottery class tonight, and they done canceled it. I wasn't gonna go anyway, because I don't like driving in the snow. This brush isn't great either. I mean, it's making grass. It is painting grass. Doing something. It's just not quite doing what I want it to do. I might come back to that. Let me see if I have any other brushes. I thought for sure I brought the brush up today. I was using. Here's my old liner brush. Not working anymore, but it could be cool for some textury stuff. Just another little skinny brush. Another one. These ones are just so tiny. These brushes are so small, I can't really do anything with them because they don't hold enough paint to do anything with. What I need is a long liner brush like this because it's got such thin bristles on it. It's long, but this one is a bit too stiff. It's like springy. We can put it in. Yeah. Backflip is even noticeable in the background. I think will fit in well with the painting. Oh, that would be funny. Here it is. I knew I brought it up. I knew I brought it up. This is my new liner brush, but this one might be so small or so thin that it also won't work, but we're gonna see. Because I tried using this one for some trees on a painting the other day and it wasn't great, but this painting has a lot more paint on it, and so I think maybe we'll just see. Oh, it's perfect. This is great. I need to go all up in here and add these tiny, tiny little blades of grass. Whee! I'll probably add some grass or add some twigs up here on the tree with this too. It's a gorgeous piece. Thank you. Hanging around you a bit too much. So these are details that you guys probably aren't seeing that well. So this is a good time to ask me questions, pick my brain, get me on a tangent. Whatever. Delion versus Glorfindel. First stage question, who's your favorite? I mean, Glorfindel's just such a BA. Like that dude does not get enough credit. Gotta go Glorfindel. Dude got no recognition in Lord of the Rings movies either. He was just like, just there. Yeah, Glorfindel's awesome. Solo to Balrog. And then Eru was like, okay, you got killed by the Balrog, but that was so epic. You get a free pass. Come back. Got resurrected just for being epic. Lord of the Balrogs. He's the strongest elf. Yeah. Oh, I think he is strongest elf. I've read the Silmarillion once, and it was like 5 years ago. So I just remember basic things, but I can say that I have read the Silmarillion. It was just a long time ago, so I don't remember every detail. I don't remember everything. Blades of grass are gonna be so nice. Probably zoom in on these blades of grass. See if this works. Tilt it down. This way. This way. So you guys can see a bit of what I'm doing. Got a tail. That's funny. Can put some dew on them. I don't know if I'll be able to get that detailed, but like maybe some like lighter blue just around to give the impression might be kind of cool. Right now I'm just trying to get these foreground blades of grass. I should probably paint where I actually zoomed in the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Read Stormlight Archive or Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson? Yes and yes. Personally got to meet Mr. Sanderson at Planet Comic Con 2019, I believe. I painted a picture uh, of Dalinar fighting Seth, and I personally handed it to Brandon Sanderson. And I was in full Bob Ross cosplay. This was before I ever vended at Comic Cons, so I was just there, and he said he loved it. I loved it in the movie when Legolas' eyes get huge when Gandalf said Balrog of Morgoth, and he's like, "Come on, bro, Durin's Bane isn't nothing compared to what his forefathers thought." Yeah, I liked that little Easter egg that like Legolas was the only one that knew exactly how screwed they were. It's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, now you guys can actually see what I'm doing on here with these little blades of grass. Just trying to paint in nice little tiny grassy things. Move it to the right a little bit. So you can see down here. Have a question for your Painted Dragon Studios? Yeah, what's up? I might have an answer for you. Have you ever done a painting that wouldn't be improved by the addition of a dragon? Yeah, I've done character portraits that would have been kind of goofy to put dragons in them. Now, most of my landscapes, they look nice with dragons. I don't know where I would put a dragon in this one, because this isn't very far away, and it wouldn't necessarily make sense. But and there's a tree right here. If this tree was like over here, then I could have put a dragon off in the distance back here, but I like the tree being here. Now you guys can see why I needed like a really tiny liner brush. I could get all up in here and just paint these little tiny blades of grass. Love doing these like super panoramic pieces. I think we're getting there. I just need some more. Let's just zoom back out. Some more over here on this side. We'll thin down the paint really hard. Super thin paint. Some nice grass going over here. Reload the brush. Love your work, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Some nice sideways grass. Looks like the grass is falling all over the place. What this is going to do is just push all this back. Done any painting inspired by Robert E. Howard's work or Wheel of Time by Jordan? Uh, have not read Robert Howard, and I have not finished The Wheel of Time. I got I actually got to where Brandon Sanderson took over, and then I quit my job, and so I didn't really listen to long audiobooks anymore after that. So I'm on the book that Brandon Sanderson took over for, which I've read almost everything Brandon Sanderson up until the latest Stormlight book. I've not read the newest Stormlight book, but again, that's just because I just don't really listen to books anymore. I used to listen to books a lot back when I worked full time because I would just spend my time listening to books. I always had an earbud in, I always had a book plan, and I worked 60 hours a week, so that meant 60 hours of audiobooks on average. And I did like mindless manual labor jobs, and so I read a lot back in the day. But since I've gone full-time art for the last like 2 years, I just haven't really read that much Because usually I'm painting or I'm like working on Etsy orders, and like when I'm painting, I'm usually streaming nowadays, or I'm just watching TV. And then when I'm driving, usually I'm driving with a friend, and so me and my friend just talk the whole time. I do listen to some books when I'm driving, but it's usually just short books, just ones that I think I can finish in the time of the drive. So yeah, I just need to read more. I did read uh what was it? It's that short secret story that Brandon Sanderson did where the guy like time travels back to like Norse times. I don't remember what it was called. But that, again, it was a really short book, and so I just kind of blasted through it in like one day. If you like fantasy, you'll definitely check out Robert E. Howard. Basically invented sword and sorcery genre. Gold Conan, Solomon Kane, Brandon Moore. Apart from the A2 Conan movie with Arnold, all her movies, but awesome books. Nice. Sanderson was actually tapped to finish Wheel of Time after Robert Jordan passed it. Yeah. Yep. I remember. Which is, I mean, I didn't read Wheel of Time when Robert Jordan was still around, so I was only aware of Wheel of Time because I started with Brandon Sanderson, and so I was already a Brandon Sanderson fan, and I saw that he was tasked to finish that series. And so I was like, cool, I'll read it. And my dad also really liked it, and so my dad is usually a good judge of a good book, and so my dad recommended I read it, and so I listened to most of the Wheel of Time series, which is a lot. Listened to most of that while I was landscaping and working as a cashier at Lowe's self checkout, and I think I listened to a couple of them when I was driving for UPS. I job hopped a lot back in those days. That's awesome. Adele and our fighting Seth painting sounds awesome. Would you ever do any other Stormlight paintings and sell them? Uh, Probably only if I was commissioned. I just don't want to step on. All those movies are wonderfully horrid. Yeah. I just don't want to step on Brandon Sanderson's toes with any copyright stuff because I do see Brandon Sanderson at conventions somewhat regularly. So I did do a Mistborn painting for a client once. So I did one of like Vin standing over Lucidel. It was awesome. But yeah, I probably wouldn't just paint one just for me and then try and sell the original because again, I don't want to step on Brandon Sanderson's toes with copyright. Since I do see it, since I am like in the same room as the guy multiple times a year. I gave him a print of my previous Witcher painting last time I was at Salt Lake FanX, but he wasn't there, so I had to give it to one of his assistants. And I'm sure she definitely gave it to him. I have no idea. Do you send to Malaysia? I ship worldwide, as long as Etsy will let you buy it. Sometimes Etsy doesn't let people buy things in certain countries, so I can't promise anything, but I have worldwide shipping turned on my Etsy shop. Need a bit more side to side grass action going. Look like the wind blowing this way. Your pistachio whining. Little baby cat. Yeah, that looks really nice having a lot of the grass go that way. That looks pretty cool. I need to update my slideshow. Need to get some of my new paintings in there. 'Cause I haven't updated the slideshow for like a good 2 years, I think. It's been a minute. I think I'm gonna move on from the grass because I'm getting bored of painting grass. I'm gonna go back up to the trees and use this brush on the tree, just the big one. A lot of people really dislike saying completion wheel time mainly due to the massive difference in pacing. Realistically, though, Jordan left notes on how the last book was to go after he got into it. That one conclusionary book turned into three, each worthy size of wheel in time. So creepy when I turn the TV in this hotel room, I get a welcome screen with my name on it. Yeah, I've been in a hotel room like that. No, I think a lot of the people that were mad about about Brandon's Brandon Sanderson's finish of Wheel of Time were they were just like they were just sad that Robert Jordan didn't get a chance to finish it, and they didn't like that he wrote that Sanderson wrote it a little different. But I mean, Sanderson really is a fantastic author. Besides Joyce Sanderson's Wheel of Time books, didn't have a tendency to ramble like Jordan had. The entire chapter dedicated to a hat, for example. Yeah, exactly. No, I couldn't stay awake for the like. There's like three books in the middle. Is the rider on the horse a female or a male? He's a dude. This is Geralt of Rivia. Yeah, there were chapters in those books where it was like just characters doing chores for like actual hours of audiobook of just characters like, oh, now we're washing dishes. Oh, now we're talking about things that haven't been talked about for three books, and we just have to pretend we remember what they're talking about. And oh, this person is mean, and oh, this person likes this person, and there was just so much extra that just could have been implied or just summarized that Jordan just rambled on and on and on with. Guys, spend some time with the wife. Take care. Thanks for hanging out, Ron. Appreciate you. Ooh, The Witcher, yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, now that I have this liner brush, I can get a lot more of these tree details a lot sharper. Keep up the great work. Thank you. All kinds of little tree branch shapes coming off of this now. This is the perfect brush for this. I love it. So much detail. But yeah, I think I will finish this piece tonight. I don't really know of a whole lot more that I could do once I get these little tree branches painted in. I'm gonna make this look very full. Then I gotta decide what I'm painting next after this. I've been telling myself I'm gonna paint a Star Trek piece for like over a year now. Because every time I go to a convention, and there's always Star Trek actors at conventions, just every time, there's always Star Trek actors there. Whether it be original series or Discovery or like Next Gen or Deep Space Nine, there's always someone there. And if I could just paint a really nice space scene with some kind of starship shaped shape flying through it, I think that would be so valuable to have because I painted something like that back in like 2022 and it wasn't good. Like I didn't have a good file for it and I just like I just printed out the file that I had. I wasn't able to get a nice scan of it, but I posted a picture of it on Facebook. And so I just like downloaded the picture I posted on Facebook and cropped it down, kind of like what the thieves do to me on my on my TikToks. But I did that to my own painting and then I digitally cleaned it up in Procreate, but I wasn't really that good at digital editing at that time. And so the file that I had just looked ugly. With Star Trek, I want to make it ambiguous. I want to make it just like a starship shape, like a really small silhouetted starship shape. And I know if someone looked really close, they'd be like, "That's not the Enterprise," or "That's not the new Enterprise," or "That's not the Discovery." But for anyone who just wants a Star Trek themed painting, they should like it because the one that I painted um, in 2022 was just a very generic. I think it was actually the Discovery was the reference that I used. It was a picture of the Discovery, but a ton of people bought it. Like it sold very well to a lot of people, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I should do that again, but actually put some effort into it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll do next, and I'll probably make the reference in Blender. I just need to make a nice space scene with this starship flying through, and then make like really big canvas prints of it because everyone always wants the big canvas prints, and those are what get people's attention as they're walking past the convention booth. It's the big canvas prints. They always walk up, and it's always like some teenager. Like no offense if you're a teenager, but if you walk up and your only question is how much for the big one, you probably don't want to know. Like I just get that question so much at every convention I go to. It's always a kid or a teenager, and they always walk up and they ask about the biggest one in the middle, and it's usually an original painting or something, and they just go, "How much for the big one?" And I go, "Oh, well, if it's an original painting, I say, oh, well, my original paintings usually go for a couple thousand." And they always make this just like disgusting face, like that they're just so shocked. Like they're just absolutely mind blown that I would ask money for my original artwork that I spent hours and hours and hours and 13 years of my life learning how to paint. Like they're just absolutely mind blown. And they always make such a big deal out of it. And I'm like, I would rather you just didn't ask. You know? Like, am I a jerk for saying that? I just, you know, yeah, I just think it's funny. Just a young kid who obviously doesn't have a couple $1,000 walks up and asks me about the original artwork, and I'm like, "Yep, that's my showstopper. That's if I sell that, I can go and like buy myself something nice." That's my one that if I sell that, I pay for my entire booth fee, which if you guys don't know, booth fees are usually several $1,000s just to table at a Comic Con. Like Salt Lake City this year, I paid $3,800. I'm a jerk for most things I say. Don't feel bad for that. uh, I don't know. I wish that those people just wouldn't ask about the most expensive item I have, because then they just give the most like revolted facial expressions, and they go, "Oh my God!" And then they always like turn to their friend and they're like, "Who is this?" And they're like yell it, and I'm like, "Guys, chill, chill. Why you gotta be so dramatic about it? Why you gotta be so dramatic?" Hi, Linus. The kitty just jumped up on my chair. So glad I found this brush. Do you have a storefront on the web? Yep. My Etsy link is in my bio. Painted Dragon Shop on Etsy. Actually, I could probably just type it out. You could go there straight from here. www.etsy.com/shop/painted dragon shop. There you go. I don't know if I have my commands set up, but this says it's sent to all. I don't know why it just says YouTube. Whatever. I would yell back, 13 years! Yeah, for real. I need to work on my chat bot. It doesn't show up in Twitch chat. It should be in my bio. If you just go to my info on my Twitch page and then hit like the about me or whatever, there should be a big old button that takes you to my Etsy shop. Now that I'm streaming on Twitch again, I'll go back in and make sure that my chat bot is doing what it's supposed to do. So yeah, it looks like my chat just sent it to YouTube. I don't even know if I have anyone watching on YouTube. I could probably check. YouTube. Says I have one watching. Thank you to the one person watching on YouTube. Much appreciated. Our bigger branches up here. Got 4,000 likes on TikTok. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for tapping the screens. Got one new follower and one gifter. Much appreciated. Splash some of that detail around on the tree. You know, looking pretty good. I think I want to add some highlight on the characters though. Hi, Pistache. Hi, little pistachio. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. Here's my baby cat. He's a naked cat, but he's not naked right now. He's wearing a t-shirt. He loves attention, but he hates being manhandled, so he's purring while he's struggling because he's a goof. Let's see what the brush. What the just did it a tiny brush with a tiny. And this white down a little bit. I want to add some more highlights right up here. This guy's some nice rim light. Cool. Let's fix this at all. I can also give the horse a bit of a mane. There we go. And let's add a little bit of mid-tone in there, just to give the horse a bit of dimension. Make it look like there's like a big old trophy hanging off of the not Franklin, Linus. He's a bad boy. This is my bad cat. This is a bad boy. This is Linus, and he just jumped on my keyboard because he's a naughty boy. I love you so much, but you're the worst. He is the worst. Linus! I was just about to add a tiny detail, and then the stupid cat jumped on the back of my chair. Get down. Bad cat. Now he's whining. He's mad because I sent him away. Oh, pretty cool. No, go away. These kitties are freaking out. I moved my painting studio upstairs so that I didn't have to deal with the dog all the time. It looks like I just traded it for cats. Makes sense. You could do that? Alright, cool. Let's see it. Uh, Stick figures are hard. Stick figures ain't easy. Looking nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. Look like he's got a little blanket draped over him. Let's get some good three-dimensionality to it. Kind of want to add just a little bit of fog right, right in front of them. And down a little bit. I'm just gonna flash this fog around at his feet. A little bit of fog in front of him. There we go. Just push him back a little bit. Maybe throw some fog around his tree too. There's no oil paint on this tree at all. So I can just kind of splash around. A couple more details. This fan brush. Some of that gray up in here. Separate that grass from the mist, make it look a bit more blended. Let's go all the way over there. I don't know, guys. It's looking pretty nice. Got some birds back here. Birds are always a good touch. I have a little tiny brush. What do you guys think? Birds or no birds? Yay or nay? It's like a little flock of birds, like flying out of the trees. I think that would add a little bit of like atmosphere to it. You say birds? Alright, we got one for birds. Joke's on you guys. I was gonna paint birds anyway. Paint that marker. Little tiny little flock of birds flying away. What is my cat doing? Linus. Hey, stop it. Stop that. Bad cat. Bad. Bad kitty. Kitty would be a naughty. Stuff like that. It's just like digging in the corner of his little shelf thing. I don't know why. Hey, let's give some highlight to these. Okay. I think that was a nice touch. Might add some little tiny ones just with the white. Detail for his leg. Using this pure white just for the last little part of the painting. So nice. Awesome work. Thank you. There's amazing work. Appreciate it. Sleeping the horse just a little bit. Beautiful man, swear I've been there in the game. Thank you. Glad you like it. I'm really happy with it. I might be done. I was thinking about maybe adding some more details to the grass down here, but I don't know. Kind of like it just subtle. Kind of like it subtle. Contrast looks so good. Thank you. Glad you made it. Just a little zoom out for the whole thing. Oh, I'm really happy with it. I think it's done. Should be done. Should I sign it? That's how atmospheric it is. Nice. AI scared of bro. It should be. No, AI gets excited around me because it gets to learn so much from my art. The sad truth. Let's do a little signature. Signature time. I'm so proud of this piece. I think it turned out so flipping good. You, I'm Freya. Appreciate you. Perfect. And Tortilla says, hello, how's it going? We are just signing this piece. It is finished. Let me in time to see you finish it. Love it so much. Thank you. Glad you made it too. Dramatic signature. Looks so cool. Thank you. $25. Oh, I love it. This is yeah, this is gonna be a contender for my new favorite piece, I think. I don't know, I'm really proud of this. It just turned out so good. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, next piece. Next painting. Cat says, no, next you feed me. Next you feed me. How many hours it take? Say we did another 2 hours and 18 minutes today. Let's see. I streamed the whole thing on YouTube, so it has the replays, and I can actually add up the time. Where is Painted Dragon Studios? Looking myself up on YouTube. Okay. And live. Gonna need a print of this one. All right, sounds good. So I started it 3 days ago. I did about 2 hours that day. I did about 1 hour yesterday. And then this morning I did another 2 hours. And then today I did another 2 hours, plus the random 15 minutes here and there. Let's see, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 hours from start to finish, plus the time I spent planning, which I spent quite a bit of time planning, so I don't know. But painting time, 7.5 hours. It's one of my favorites so far. Me too. I absolutely love it. I'm so proud of it. I think it's beautiful. I wish I could get my camera settings right. It looks great on Instagram, but it's just not looking good on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. I'll post a good picture of it though. Yeah, I'll do it. See if I can get a different angle on it from the camera just so you guys can see it. Because it's not. It helps a little bit bringing the light up. Just doesn't look how it does in person. It just really doesn't look how it does in person. Like the contrast between the tree and the light. Yeah, me too. I don't know, that kind of looks better. I love it. I'm so happy with how that turned out. I think it's beautiful. All right, well, I'm gonna end the stream, and then if I decide, I'll ask Shannon if she's entering. Yeah, I got you. I'll ask my wife if she's still planning on watching their show downstairs for a while. And if they are, I might think about starting a new painting. But I just got to do so much composition work before I can start on my Star Trek piece. I think my Star Trek piece will be next. But thanks for streaming. See you later, maybe. Yeah, not if not today, then probably tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming something tomorrow. So probably be doing something. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me while I paint. Looks beautiful. Thank you. I will catch you guys later.